Okay, real quickly, folks, I'm sitting here getting this video edited. We didn't have any audio for just the first couple of minutes. Apparently my fancy new microphone that I use was not connected to the camera last night. But basically what I would have been explaining in the video is brought in a group of 42 new heifers 2 nights ago. Last night we got them in, run through the chute. We're trying to beat the rain. Big thanks to my buddy Scott, my brother Drew for helping me. But yeah, also one bright spot to the gentleman who commented, and maybe for others who think that I talk too much, hey, maybe this is the video for you. So we just got a little theme music going for the first minute or two while we're working those calves, and then the audio picks back up. Appreciate y'all watching. Good. All right, ladies.
I can see that being June.
That's what. Yeah, I think every bit of it.
Step on up there, baby.
And it's getting all because on the way that rural first does it, it's mine. My year starts the 25th, and everything we've not drawn on by April 25th, they charge me. Came over there, like the cabinets weren't level.
Oh shit.
So like, you really couldn't tell till you go to put it in the microwave and it's tilted, you know, I don't like that crap. How you don't even get it? Back up Which one is that? The respiratory? Damn, I do it in a sub-cube. I'd rather do a sub-cube. More up on it than I am.
Alright. I'm gonna cook some chicken.
Alright, we'll be right back. Yeah.
Well, good morning. Getting a few early chores done here around the house before we head up the road and be sure we've still got 42 steers, which really, I say steers, 42 heifers, you know, that just arrived about 36 hours or so ago now, to go along with the other 32 head on that farm. So hopefully we have 74 bovines on that place, but they were a little stirred up. I'll show you, which some of this may be my fault. I kind of hope it is. By the time we got done working them last night, of course, I didn't really have my phone on me. We were busy, but I get to checking my phone. And did y'all see that? That's my trail camera pictures with cattle on them. Well, newsflash, or I guess, or a newsflash, but inform y'all, my trail camera is in a pasture that they were supposed to be shut out of. So they either went through a cross fence, over, under, through something, or there's a possibility that I had some of the gates between the pastures still open, which is kind of embarrassing if I am sitting here admitting that I didn't check all those beforehand, but I really hope that's what it is and not that they tore up the fence. But really what I hope is just that they're all still there. So we've got the drone charged up so we can use it, because if I'm betting wherever they are, they won't all be together. They're gonna be in 3 or 4 different groups. But check here actually. Yeah, they still got a decent amount of feed left. So just 3 left on those feeders. The 2 steers were the 2 that came from my dad's operation, my dad and my uncle, and then 1 heifer. Not only are they kind of the smaller ones, that's why we're feeding them out a little longer, but they're also just a little bit spooky, which I'll tell you, the next 3 that we took, which again, we knew we took the 3 biggest ones are, you know, roughly, but our last 3 weighed 810, 765, and 641. So our carcass weights have been, you know, when we set out doing this years ago, we kind of aimed for about a 600-pound carcass. You know, it's not real big, but, you know, most folks have plenty of freezer space to handle, you know, that amount of meat. Too, it's just not super expensive when you're selling smaller quantities like that. But for these bigger carcasses, we don't hate them at all. That is more meat. So I'm gonna try to get a brief rundown on the total situation down here on this farm without making it too confusing. So we've got our 32 original heifers, or I believe it's 2 steers, 30 heifers, that are on the north end of this place. Then our working pens where we had all those heifers last night is on the south end, so those 42, so 74 total animals. And then we wanted to keep, because there's 3 major pastures on this place, keep that middle pasture kind of as a buffer zone for at least really probably a couple of weeks, while we be sure there's no significant illness amongst those new ones before we commingle them. Well, because they got out of that pasture on the south end and got into the middle one, they're already nose to nose with these heifers with just 1 fence separating them. 2, the original 32 of ours are obviously good, calm. They know us. They come to a feed bucket, you know, very easy to handle, easy to check. And so while we would like to have kept them separated for a disease standpoint, there's certainly a benefit to them all being commingled, in that ideally our original calves would help calm and make those others a little easier to handle. So my goal this morning, 1 is just lay eyes on everybody, but 2, we'll probably open up the gate out of this pasture to let ours join them. And that way, whoa, nearly spilled the feed bucket there in the seat. You know, when I'm checking these animals on days when I got to be at the vet office, you know, and I've only got just a few minutes, you know, either first thing in the morning or maybe on a lunch break, I'm not spending, you know, all the time driving around looking for them, calling them. But anyway, we would honestly today just settle for laying eyes on everybody and confirming that they all still on our property. It's a muddy mess. We didn't get as much rain overnight. Looked like the bulk of it went south of us. Looked like some flooding rains, like they got inches of rain. It's supposed to rain some more here like midday, so I'm gonna try to get everything we can done first thing this morning. And looky here. So on this side of the gate, again, is our original calves. On the other side is some of those newer ones. So yeah, we'll see if we can get a head count. Just first glance, it's definitely not all of them, but we'll see how many we can eyeball. I guess I'm showing how little I understand cattle psychology. I knew our calves would do a pretty good job, and I say ours, they're all ours. I just put a nearly $60,000 check in the mail for those other 42. But the originals, I knew they would probably follow me. Well, they did. They came through the gate, but I had like 3 that didn't, so I was waiting on them to come through. And before I could get them through, these new ones ran into this. So I don't know. I'd like for them to all be together in one pasture ultimately, and yeah, we're not doing a very good job of accomplishing that just yet. I don't know how many head I've just seen either. It's all right. I can sit here and moan about it, or we can try to figure it out, but we'll see if we can, I don't know, just start counting, I guess. As you can tell down there, that gate is open right about there. And I do now remember when we had an issue where we had one heifer that had gotten over in that pasture and she wouldn't really cooperate, and so we just left that gate open. And so that's what happened. Those calves, our catch pen and all the other end of the property is up that way, but they can get into that pasture because crawfish isn't any good, and it's a tiny pasture to begin with. And so those, after we worked them and turned them out last night, I'm sure they made their way into this pasture. Then, of course, eventually found that gate. So that's the good news. It doesn't look like we had a problem in terms of them running through a cross fence or anything. Maybe they might have done both, but and two, the more we ride around, we are seeing more and more cattle. So it's gonna be hard to get a definitive head count because they're so scattered out. But as long as we can get a general idea that, yeah, it looks like everybody's here, it'll make us breathe all a little easier. Buddy Scott just texted me, wanting to know if the Ferropedes looked like it did its job and kicked in overnight. And I would say so far so good. Yeah, there a few of them, are kind of, they're wanting to walk the fences, no interest coming to a feed bunk, that kind of thing. But, he also had asked last night, how many of these do we think were actually weaned versus not? Probably most of them, they average 574 pounds. Certainly doesn't mean they were weaned. I'm sure some of them probably weren't. But yeah, we just hope they get calm, stay healthy. Hello, ladies. I don't see any more over there. It doesn't mean there aren't. We're gonna go ahead and shut this gate. Try to start seeing if we can get them all consolidated into one or even just 2 pastures. But now the grass in this pasture that they're in right now is outstanding. There haven't really been any animals in it, not for any length of time. But yeah, so if we got all of them move into this pasture, that'd be fantastic. Only thing, biggest disadvantage of this pasture is there's no road frontage on it, so we have to drive through a couple of the pastures, and it's just really muddy right now, and look to be getting a bunch more rain over the next 24, 48 hours or so. So we do kind of sometimes strategize where we kind of rotate them out of this pasture when it's going to be muddier, but we don't have the advantage of being able to be that picky, not right now. All right, so I have 37 head right here all around me. Well, and I nearly fell, turned it into a jump. So I know we've got, I think it was 17 in the north pasture. I know there's some over here. Well, it's 37 and 17 puts us at 54. We're still 18 short. Or no, 32 and 42, 74. We're still 20 short. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the drone up, see if I can just get eyes on everybody. Two, I need to be sure there's none still in the south end of this place. My first guess is probably not. I think they all probably made it this far. We'll see. So my best head count, I believe we've got 26 over here in this pasture, which again, it communicates with this one. 41 down here at the feed bunks. That leaves us 7 short of our 74. So let me get the drone up one last time, see if I can find 7 head. I'm gonna back down here actually first and just count this group one more time. There comes 2 more stragglers. We saw those with the drone just a minute ago. And then there's a single that's in the next pasture. I don't know how she got left so far behind. I'd love for those 2 to come on up here and let them in with those, but we all know what'll happen if I even crack that gate open. Before I can, rather than these 2 run through that way, we're gonna have 40 run out of that pasture and into here, and then we're in a worse situation than we are right now. But so yeah, that still leaves us with 4 head or so that we haven't seen this morning, roughly. It's hard to get a definitive count, but do feel confident this puts us at least 70 that we know exactly where they are. So I'll see if they'll keep on coming, I'll do this. I'm gonna swing the gate in that way, try to push these back, and see if those will keep on coming. Y'all get back. Y'all get back. Y'all get back. Get. Y'all get. I do not want y'all going into that pasture. Not today. Not today. Some other day, maybe. Y'all get. This is all dependent on 2 things. Those cooperating, not coming through. Get back. While these. All right, now you jerks have done messed me up and now they're running off. Thank you. Thank you for making my day that much harder. Really hard to keep this PG. Y'all can just rest assured that yes, I do have to edit out quite a bit of language. Hey there, babies. Just a few of the calves right here, but yeah, I need to get back here and check on this crew. Actually, I'll go ahead and get off. They're all coming to the gate because they want to go to the next pasture, but of our ones we're watching for calving, 369, black cow right there. This one right here, yeah, 369, starting to look real close, which just based on our dates they were exposed to bull and the fact that they did test pregnant, they'll all be calving within the next 2, maybe 3 weeks at the most. Woolly bear there, which she and the striped cow number 536 were both in heat like the last day or 2 that the bulls were in with them, so they'll probably go right at the very end. But good looking bull calf right there, which, okay, I see 536 now, as she has been for the last couple of months, still a little lame, so she's a little slow moving, but yeah, one of those other 2 is gonna be the first one to go. But yeah, we'll check them out. See, I'm wearing the Talk Dirt to Me hat. I know y'all probably, if you watch often, you've heard me talk about the Talk Dirt to Me podcast. Recording again tonight, got another cool guest. We're doing more guest episodes. Been really pleased with the different guests we've been able to get. And tonight's maybe the most excited I've been for one. Not that some of our previous guests haven't been fantastic, but Mr. Corbett Wall, most of you, if you do know him from the Feeder Flash, his daily commentary videos he gives on the cattle markets. You can find those right here on YouTube. Just look for or search for Feeder Flash. Do a lot of work with DV Auction, National Beef Wire. But yeah, really excited to get to talk to him a little later on today. But yeah, check out the podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts, including right here on YouTube. Hey, why so dramatic, baby? In typical fashion, I pulled the gate to it, didn't latch it. We'll see if they push their way out. And then ride around, check on these last few. Y'all let me through. Y'all gotta stay in this pasture just a few more days and we'll let y'all back in the big bottom. But yeah, as always, they wanna go ahead and move pastures. Again, 2 companies I want to mention too. Of course, I mentioned it yesterday. We were working those calves last night. We're using that Ferropease. Of course, told you go to agzaga.com. Really, really good deals they have on that product, along with everything else. But you use our discount code Talk Dirt, all caps, all one word. They're a very gracious sponsor of the podcast. You get 10% off and free shipping on top of what they already have is great deals. Also, Ag Gear. All right, cows, y'all got to get back. AgGearStore.com, 15% off with the discount code Hurricane. But they've got a lot of great warm weather clothes, like keep you cool, the button-up shirts with the perforated holes along the arms and the back. I have several of those in my closet, just waiting for the weather to be warm enough to wear them. But yeah, check both those companies out. Hey, y'all stay back. But guess what I'm getting at is it's probably about to wrap it up for this video. Expecting some rain to roll in here again in the next couple of hours. It's already, I don't know what time it is, 1:30 or so. About 12:30. Got more day left than what I thought, but we've gotten all the animals checked on for today, minus a few of those heifers up the road that we didn't lay eyes on. Yeah, check back with us. We'll be sure to keep an eye out for them. Hopefully confirm nobody got out, run away. I haven't got any phone calls, so that's good. But yeah, busy time of year. My brother's gonna be getting some calves in, my buddy Scott as well. Over this next week or two, we'll be helping them out. Finishing up calving, and then getting ready for some hay season, getting close to being ready to put some fertilizer down more on hay fields. But we appreciate your watching. I'm rambling. I don't know that I ranted in this video or that I had a specific rant, but anyway, I'm sure y'all are not disappointed by that. But we appreciate y'all watching. Appreciate you helping the channel. We're trying to continue to grow. Share it, like it, subscribe, all those good things. Y'all eat beef and God bless.